Good morning, guys. I wanted to take a quick minute just to update you on a few of the rules that I would normally send out just as a written form, but there's been some confusion of late about the rules and what we do on our trips, and some things have come up in conversation I've noticed in the past few weeks. So here's a quick video to kind of go over some of those things, hopefully to clear up any confusion that you may or may not have going into the weekend, so we can make sure we all have a great time. So this is where I want to talk about a little bit about the lost ball out of bounds rule when you're in the rough or woods. This is a good scenario here. I just kind of stopped this YouTube video right here. If you notice, the woods, the rough part of the area right here, a lot of people would be in this condition. Some people may not be in here very far. One thing to note, you cannot take your club length rule, which I designated as a rule just to help you improve your lie, so you don't have to play at a divots, so you don't have to play off of roots or rocks. It was never intended to be used as a get out of jail free card. You must stay in the hazard. You may not take your club length to move it from that thick stuff over to the good area. If you cannot play it from the thick stuff, if you move it out of there, you must take a drop. So if it's your first ball, you'll be dropping 2, hitting 3 from that position. Just want people to be mindful of that, because that's a rule that seems to be very confusing for our group. So just want to let you know about that. This is another good rule where we have some trees and a bush pine needle area that some guys would take their club length and move it. If your ball is in this area, then you will certainly be able to take a club length away from that area, but you may not at any point take it out of the pine needles or move it all the way out to the fairway to give yourself a better lie. Again, these are things that we have seen in the past. We can't do that. You must keep the ball in the current state that it is. You may not improve your lie with the club length. You have to keep it in that position. This is another really good example of, you know what, I'm just off the fairway, I'm in the rough here. I'm going to use my club length and I'm going to put it on that thin area. You cannot move the ball from the rough over to the fairway. You must stay in the thick rough. You may move it up or back or to the right, but you need to stay in that current state. That's what it's designed, and it is there for a reason. This is another example, although it wouldn't be that strenuous where we're going to be playing. The rough's never going to be this bad, but if you're in this position, you have to stay in that wire grass, or you have to take a stroke to get out of it, or punch out the best you can without taking a stroke. That's just the way it is. This is actually an interesting scenario that I really didn't think was nothing but common sense, but I've heard in a few matches here recently that people are confused about what happens when you go out of bounds. One thing I will say, and be very direct, you cannot use your club length to get out of jail. You cannot use your club length to improve your lie without taking a stroke. If you go out of bounds, you must take a stroke. You must put it back in bounds and continue to play the hole. It's my understanding that some people have thought, hey, I get a stroke so I can get back in bounds. That's not the case. You go out of bounds for a reason. You must take a stroke no matter what. You can improve your lie once you put it back in bounds and proceed to play on from there. I wasn't sure why we had to bring that up, but apparently that's been an issue here of late. This is a bunker scenario that we don't get a ton, but you notice that the ball is probably in not a great position up against the lip. However, you must stay in the bunker to take your stroke. You may not advance the ball out of the bunker for a stroke to give yourself a better lie. If you do that, you have to take a stroke and a drop if you don't feel like you want to hit out of the bunker. That's your call. You can put the ball anywhere you want within a club length from where you're at in the bunker. but you may not advance the ball out of the bunker without taking a stroke. If you do that, you have to drop one and hit your next shot. That's up to you. Again, should be pretty common sense, but maybe not. This weekend is all about having fun. This video was not to cause high anxiety. I just want to be sure that everyone understands that when you use the club length rule, it is not a get out of jail free card. It's not intended to put you in a better position. The intent is so you don't hurt yourself, the club, you improve your lie out of a situation, but you cannot use your club length to get out of jail. I look forward to seeing everyone in a couple days, and I hope this helps to understand how we will play and some of the rules that may come up, and it may help you get through them. Please play the game correctly so we can all have a good time, and there's no issues coming up. See you guys soon. Take care.
The do's and don'ts of gimme putt etiquette. Okay, so in concept, the gimme putt is supposed to be emblematic of golf's gentleman's game mantra. Often it's anything but, as evidenced at the U.S. Girls Junior. Many observers cried foul after Elizabeth Moon, who just missed a 6-footer to win the match, to rake away her ball inches from the cup, only for opponent Erica Shepard to assert she had not given Moon the putt. If that didn't qualify as a gimme, what does? And that's the issue. The etiquette around conceded putts remains unwritten. Until now, that is. To avoid any future tears or fisticuffs, here are the do's and don'ts of gimmies. Do. Give anyone a putt who is out of the hole if it's for more than par. Pace can be an issue in match play. This keeps things moving. Don't give any birdie putt. You want that red number on the scorecard? You gotta earn it. Don't endlessly fumble change in your pocket praying your opponent will cave and give it to you. It's unbecoming, it's shameless, it's pathetic. Do. Be liberal with gimmies on the front, conservative on the back. Not only does this set an affable tone for the round, it has a hint of Machiavellianism sprinkled in. When your opponent needs to make a short putt down the stretch, the lack of reps puts extra pressure on the shot.
So I'll say all this and give you this short video just because this has become a topic of conversation around the dinner table after rounds. Gimme putts. I'm not going to beat a dead horse with this. Just understand that we are playing for money. No, we're not paying mortgages, but we are playing for money. Be sure you understand what a gimme is. Please don't be liberal about it. Make sure your opponent's putting everything out that you feel like he needs to putt, and feel free to mention and say something if someone is picking up a ball that they shouldn't be picking up. Again, it's all handicapped. We're playing match play, so the first clip showed her scraping the ball away before her opponent said it was good. Just understand that this is kind of a tournament style weekend, and be sure you understand that at any given point you need to putt it out, and if you can walk up and tap it in with 1 foot, go ahead and do it. That way you clear all controversy.